Sorry, I had to end the video because time was running out. But Red Bull, they deserve a lot of credit because Lauren Marquez, he's done a phenomenal job since coming to the team. Because let's not forget, Red Bull were in turmoil. After Horner was sacked. Even though Horner did a phenomenal job there at Red Bull, he himself had some problems in his last 18 months. And Lauren Marquez came in, steadied the ship, made the team in a good harmony, because you can clearly see the harmony at Red Bull with Horner was not that good. But when Lauren Marquez came in, the harmony was good. There was connection, the connection was back, the togetherness, the spirit was back, the togetherness was there, and it seems like a happy place to work there at Red Bull. They seem like a family now. They seem like a better team now, more connection, more chemistry. I'm talking about the mechanics, the engineer, the drivers, etc., and the team principals, etc. So, and Marquez has done a phenomenal job. He's a friendly guy as well. He talks positive. He doesn't stir the pot. Let's say he's similar. He's different to Horner. He doesn't stir the pot, but he's very calm. He's very technical. He's a bit like Andrea Stella, but he's very technical, very focused, very determined. And this is why I like about him. He talks about racing. He doesn't talk about other things outside the track. He talks about racing. He talks about what happens on the track, and talks about technical stuff, which we should do in Formula One. Because a lot of people like to talk things off the track. But Lauren Marquez, he's a guy that talks on the track. He's focused on Formula One. He's focused on racing. He's focused on the track, and that's what Formula should be. It should be like this, So he's done a fantastic job. He's done a phenomenal job, and he always talks positive. He always talks sense. That's what I like, and he's done a fantastic job. Even though Yuki Tsunoda he's kicked out by Red Bull, and Hadjar is going to replace him, he's had a couple of good races, and Lauren Marquez defends him in interviews. He says, "We're sorry, we made a mistake, we apologize," and when he does well, he praises him. That's what it should be. And Lauren Marquez, he's a very good team principal. He talks positive. He's a sensible man, and he's done a very, very good job. And you can see the mechanics and the people around Red Bull, they like Lauren Marquez. Helmut Marko talks positive about Lauren Marquez. They like him. He's a very friendly guy, and he talks positive, and he's a very technical guy, but he's very, smart and focused. So he's done a fantastic job at Red Bull. And I think, with the experience that Red Bull have, with Verstappen, the experience that he has, I think, in my opinion, they have a fantastic job to win. They have a fantastic chance to win the title on Sunday, because we all know Red Bull are known for their magic on Abu Dhabi. We saw in 2010 when they beat Ferrari for the title. In 2021 when they beat Mercedes for the title. Now it's McLaren's turn now. So, they're experienced. Helmut Marko, Verstappen, they're experienced. Listen, I'm not saying all of the people at Red Bull are still there when they were in 2021, because Horner has left, for example, and Adrian Newey, Jonathan Whitley left, but JP's still there, Helmut Marko's still there, Verstappen is still there. They still have the experience, they still have the mentality to win. Hannah Schmitz, she's a fantastic strategist, and she's done a fantastic job in Qatar with the strategy. So her experience as well is going to help Red Bull as well. The experience that Red Bull have in terms of winning titles and winning trophies is going to help them. It's going to help them. And the mentality, they have a very good mentality as well. They might not have the fastest car, but they had the right mentality, the right minds, the right strategists, as they showed it in Qatar. So, yeah, it's about mentality. It's not about also having the fastest car. It's about having the mentality, having the driver, the minds, the focused, and having the right people around you. And that's what Verstappen has. He might not have the fastest car, but he has the right people around him, and he has the right mentality in himself. So I think that's going to help Red Bull massively on Sunday. And yes, Red Bull on pure pace, they should not win in Abu Dhabi. Let's be honest. The team who should win in Abu Dhabi on Sunday, it's McLaren. They should win. They dominated last year in Abu Dhabi, so they should win. But of course, McLaren are going to be nervous. Even Lando's going to be nervous. His mentality has been very good the last couple of weeks. Oscar's going to be nervous, because they know they can't afford to make mistakes. And they know they're facing a different breed guy. They're facing Max Verstappen in Red Bull. They're facing a guy who's been the benchmark of Formula 1 for the last 4 or 5 years. And that's Max Verstappen. So, never underestimate it. And they're facing a guy they were 104 points clear of after Zandvoort. And somehow, someway, he's made an incredible comeback. So, you have to give a lot of credit to Red Bull and Verstappen for that incredible comeback they made. And they have the experience, they have the confidence, they have the knowledge to do it. They can do it. They can do it. They can fight and they can win on Sunday. And yes, on pure pace, then they should not win on Abu Dhabi. They should not win, and I don't, and not many people expect them to win. But you know what? They have the right mentality, and they can do it. They have nothing to lose. The pressure's not on them. The pressure's on Lando and McLaren to deliver. Max, he has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. He's never let the championship. You know, he could become like Sebastian Vettel 2010, where he's never let the championship and somehow, some way, come back and win the championship. And I expect him to do that on Sunday. So, yeah, and there is a reason why. I heard this record days ago. There's a reason why, for the last 15 years, since 2010, a Red Bull or a Mercedes have won the Drivers' Championship. And I expect that to continue on Sunday. Because, and I'll talk about McLaren later, but you can see the Red Bull have a clear, they have a good mentality, they have a great mentality, and they never give up. You know, when Helmut Marko was saying that, oh, Max could win the title in August or July, I was like, this guy is talking rubbish. But when you look back now, oh, how well he was right. And he knows Helmut Marko about that. He knows about making comebacks. You know, Vettel made a great comeback 2010, 2012. Obviously in Abu Dhabi 2021, where it looked like Hamilton was going to win the race, he was going to win the championship, and then safety car, boom. And then all of a sudden Verstappen wins the title. So anything can happen in Formula 1. Red Bull and Helmut Marko know very well about that. They've been in positions like this before, and they've delivered and they've done it. So that's going to help them a lot on Sunday, in my opinion. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about McLaren. Like, if they lose the championship on Sunday, I don't care what anyone says, but if they lose the championship on Sunday, even if they won the two constructors in a row, Andrea Stella and Zak Brown should be sacked. They should be sacked, because if you end up losing the championship to a guy who you were 104 points clear of after Zandvoort, with 9 races to go, with the fastest car you had, I'm sorry, that is inexcusable and beyond unacceptable. To lose the championship, and you've had 2 good drivers as well, not 1, 2 good drivers, and you end up losing the championship, and with all the nonsense papaya rules they've not created this season, they will deserve it, and they will deserve it to lose the championship on Sunday. And if they lose it, Andrea Stella and Zak Brown should be sacked for the embarrassment, for the disgraceful they've caused. Because after Las Vegas and before this qualification, Lando Norris was almost guaranteed to win the title. And now, 2 races in, boom! He could all of a sudden lose the title. So, and that is McLaren's fault. Disqualification and strategy in Qatar. Same thing for not only for Lando, also Piastri. Piastri should have won in Qatar. Should have won it. But they effed it up. And that's why Piastri was angry. And you can understand why. So, yeah. And Verstappen and Red Bull, they are laughing their ass off. You can see Verstappen is saying, we are still in this fight because of other people's failures. And I don't blame them saying that, because they should not be in this fight. They were in turmoil before the summer break. People forget that they were turmoil before the summer break. And for them to be still in the title fight after all that happened through the season is embarrassing for McLaren. It's embarrassing. I'm not just talking about the drivers, I'm talking about everybody. Everybody. If they lose this Drivers' Championship on Sunday, oh my God. And listen, McLaren are known for this. A lot of people talk about 2007, but people also forget last season, where against Ferrari, do you know, before Austin, with 6 races to go last season, do you know how many points clear they were ahead of Ferrari? 80 points. And at the end, they won the constructors ahead of Ferrari by 14 points. And McLaren were one mistake away, one Lando Norris mistake away, or engine blowing away from them losing the constructors. Because Sainz finished second and Leclerc finished third, and Lando won the race. But if Lando, let's say, made the mistake or went off the track and Sainz passed him, then Ferrari would have won the championship. So they were one Lando Norris mistake away after they were being 80 points clear of Ferrari with 6 races to go. That tells you all you need to know about McLaren. That they always make it difficult for themselves. Even if they win the championship, it will still be a bit disappointing that the way they won it was not great, because you should not let Verstappen, the Red Bull, all the turmoil they had before the summer break, to be in a fight. You should not let that happen. And if in the end they end up losing the championship, oh my God. But listen, McLaren are known for this. They are bottle jobs. They're losers. Let's be honest, they're bottle jobs and losers. There's a reason why they went 26 years without winning Constructors' Championship before the start of last season. There is a reason why since 2000 they've only won Drivers' Championship. And if it wasn't for Timo Glock, they would have won 26 years also without winning Drivers' Championship. So, McLaren are known for this. They're known for bottling. Let's be honest. So, and I'm not talking about the drivers because obviously Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are not for what happened in Qatar and Las Vegas. But at the same time, I'm talking about the engineering and the team principals and the CEOs, etc. And honestly, if they lose this championship, as I said, Zach Brown and Andreas Seidl should be sacked. They should be sacked. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if they won 2 constructors in a row. They should be sacked. Because if you lose this Drivers' Championship, it will be unacceptable. Unacceptable. And if you look at all the statistics, all the mathematics, Lando should get a podium in Abu Dhabi. He should. If everything goes normal, he should get the podium. But with McLaren, you will exactly know that not everything will go normal. Not everything will go normal. Everybody knows that. McLaren will find a way to fuck it up. Everybody knows it. McLaren will find a way to fuck it up. McLaren will find a way to screw Lando and Oscar over. So, yeah, and I've heard people, be angry on social media saying that Oscar Piastri is going to miss FP1. Listen, I don't think it makes much a difference in my opinion because Lando Norris missed FP1 in Mexico and he dominated. He missed FP1 in Austria and he dominated as well. So I don't think it makes much a difference. Yeah, it might be a disadvantage, but I don't think it makes much of a difference in my opinion. But again, and they made this decision like 2 months ago, so I don't think the outrage should be that much. But I understand why, because it's a title fight. But it's not an excuse at the same time. So yeah, and Lando again, they should not lose this driver championship. Lando Norris, you have to give a lot of credit. Since Singapore, he's grown some balls. He's become more, more strong. He's going for he made that amazing move on Oscar in Singapore. He's been ruthless. He's been making he's been fantastic. He dominated Brazil. He dominated Mexico. He did win in Las Vegas. He did what he had to do in order to win the title. But disqualification ruined everything for him. And he was guaranteed to win the title before disqualification. In Austin he was quite good. So let's not forget he was 34 points behind Oscar for the title. And despite all the things he suffered, despite all the shenanigans from McLaren, despite all the strategy blunders, despite all the DNFs, all the disqualifications, everything, and he's still leading the championship. So I think Lando should be given a lot of credit for his mentality, for his resilience, for his comeback, and for his qualities as well. And if he wins this championship, he will deserve it because all the bad luck he suffered is not fair to him. It's not fair. So, and you can clearly see Lando he's learned from last season's failure. Not failure, but disappointment. Because he himself admitted that he should have done a better job last season. So if he wins the championship, he will deserve it. He will absolutely deserve it. And he's been absolutely fantastic this season. He's been the most consistent. He's gotten the most podiums. And he's been consistent and he's been very, very, very good. Yes, he has the faster car. But at the same time, he's been fantastic and been very good. And if he wins this championship, he will deserve it. And so is Max Verstappen. And so is Oscar Piastri. So if they win the championship as well. So yeah. As for Oscar Piastri, listen, he's been fantastic this season, all season. He's been fantastic. But let's not forget, after Zandvoort, he was 34 points clear. And he's had a poor run of form, an absolute terrible run of form. And except Qatar, where he did fantastic well, but the team screwed him over. His performances in Las Vegas, in Brazil, Baku, he's been woeful. Absolutely woeful, crashing all the time. If you lose this championship, it will not be because of Qatar. Yeah, Qatar was one of the reasons, but the main reason is because of poor run of form after Zandvoort. Because let's not forget, after Zandvoort, he was 34 points clear of Lando and 104 points clear of Max. And for him to throw that away would be very, very disappointing. So, yeah. But and listen, he would need a lot of luck to win the title. He's an outsider. And listen, Vettel was an outsider in 2010. Kimi Räikkönen was an outsider in 2007. So anything can happen. But at the same time, if he wants to win the championship, he has to win. He has to win the race and Lando to finish up below 5th. And if he doesn't win the race, he has to hope, Lando DNF and Verstappen DNF, which it's unlikely. So he's gonna need a lot of luck. But who knows? This is Formula 1. Anything can happen. I think, and let's not forget, the team screws him over as well, as they do to Lando. So, yeah. My prediction, Verstappen is going to become the second driver in Formula 1 history to win 5 titles in a row. Yeah, he will win on Sunday. He will win the race on Sunday. Lando Norris will finish fourth. Oscar Piastri is going to finish second, and George Russell will finish third. I'm going for it. And could McLaren use team orders as well? That's going to be very crucial. So, yeah. But yeah, that's it, guys. Now let's move on to football.